Well, I always called her hon, but she calls me 1001. See, penicillin Penny likes to boogie when the day gets done. What are the humans doing?
Do you think you're ready? Can you handle the truth? Or are you in denial and demand more proof? They demonstrate in real time how they're spinning you lies, but no one pays attention, no one opens their eyes. They walk around like zombies with their head in the mobiles, signaling their virtues with a pick on their profile. Yeah. Signaling their virtues with a pick on their profile. So if you think you're ready, you don't need more proof. Conspiracy deniers are denying the truth. They fabricate our problems and pretend to provide the best solution, but we all know they lie. They lied about the weapons and they lied about health. They lied about the fact that they're transferring the wealth. You should really notice how they're pushing the fear. Keep everybody terrified and not thinking clear. Yeah. Keep everybody not thinking clear. Keep everybody terrified. Yeah, thinking and not thinking. Keep everybody terrified and not thinking clear. When you do, you realize that this is a trick. It's getting really stupid now, they're taking the mic. Said, do you think you're ready? Can you handle the truth? Or are you in denial and demanding more proof? They demonstrate in real time how they're spelling you lies, but no one pays attention, no one opens their eyes. They walk around like zombies with their head in the mobiles, signaling their virtues with a pick on their profile. Yeah, signaling their pick on their profile.
Make me suck the sushi off this stick.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sasquatch Shills for Sasquatch Shills, so you don't have to. I have backstage right now with me one of the more interesting channels I've come across in a little while. Most channels can tell you straight up what it is they plan on doing, what it is that they have put together, and why they're doing the thing they're doing. I talked to this dude for a couple hours after the show one night while I was on vacation and quite inebriated. And I couldn't tell you the difference. I don't have no clue what his channel's actually about. I'm assuming it's modern men in America, maybe something along those lines, but it's just generally everything. And we talk about it all. So without further ado or further gilding the lily, Resla, welcome to the show.
How's it going? Thanks for inviting me on, man.
Yeah, bud, you're one of the more interesting channels I've come across in a minute. Most people have some line of bullshit they're trying to lay down right on its surface, and it's obvious when you come across those channels. And usually they involve a contract real early on, or something. They're trying to act like they're super legalistic or something, and I don't know. I don't cotton to those types. We were talking after your show one night, and I asked you what your channel was about, and you gave me 4 different answers in the space of about 10 minutes. Your first answer was, it's about things that are happening in the world today. And I think that's about the most accurate answer I've gotten out of you.
Okay.
Your second answer was it's sort of the YouTube space and the headspace people are in, something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing here.
Okay.
Uh, that you're reacting to other things other people do, but that doesn't really seem to be the case. You choose your topics and you go at it with a bit of a single-minded flair, and I love it. I absolutely love it. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty of everything, but if possible, can you tell everybody what your channel's about?
Sure. So it's the wrestler channel, yes. So it can encompass a lot of things, but so far I've been putting up a particular show called Opinionated because, quite frankly, we all have opinions. The concept of the show is that we want to cover things that people are going through all the time. That's why I say we kind of cover everything, whether it's the trends, whether it's actual things that are going on in personal life, the everyday BS that we going through, whether it's something that generations are fighting about, whether people have their particular takes on their processes in their mind when it comes to like politics, what the things that everyday people go through. Now, what hits home, the central core message of the actual show is that people are on the internet all the time. People are looking at their favorite content creators. People are getting into messages where they get into spaces to be in an echo chamber. And I see people on a regular basis who are either they're in people's chats because they like to look at content creators, or in their real life, talking to family members, talking to friends, talking to coworkers, and spitting narrative and talking points because they have been listening to the same messages and feeding off the same rhetoric over time. So when I have conversation with people about the things that they're actually talking about, I challenge if the things that they are actually expounding upon are their actual true thoughts, or is it the things that they have just been subjected to over time? Are
Right.
your thoughts truly your own thoughts, or are you just giving me talking points?
You also have a tendency of attracting a particular type of speaker. I think you'll weed these people out directly, but we'll discuss it in the after show more distinctly. But these are people I refer to as panel chillers. They're not intentionally here to kill a panel. They're here to control the narrative and discussion that's taking place on the panel. These are the people who show up and they yell down everyone else on the panel, and I'm not going to name specific names. I'm sure you can figure out who we're talking about. People who are speaking vicariously about other people, right? And either one of these is just a non-starter for a panel. So if you're doing an approach towards like a debate channel, a debate sphere type of thing, you need to watch for these folks and try to mark them in your mind who they are. Maybe not give them quite as free reign on the channel as possible. No, Smoking Otter is not a robot. He's actually been on the show before. So, I mean, maybe he's a really good bot, but I don't think so. He's too nice. He can't be a bot. So you've got a number of you've got a show specifically opinionated that you do. Do you have any other shows that you throw up, or like you do some gaming occasionally?
Well, yeah, I've been trying to get into gaming. It's just been a little hectic with my actual schedule right now. But opinion is a little easier for me because, let's just be honest, I'm better at observing and talking about things that people have a problem with than finding time to actually sit down and game. Especially because you yourself know that this takes a lot of effort to do. So
It does, and a lot of people wouldn't realize
yeah.
that just sitting in front of a camera with a light in your face and speaking intelligently for more than an hour is difficult for anyone. The real trick is not saying anything stupid, because people are trying to walk you down the garden path to make you agree to some stuff that you've never considered. And it's real difficult to stop the conversation and go, wait a second, I haven't thought of that.
Yeah.
I've never considered it. So we're going to have to put a pin in that. We'll come back to it after I've had a minute to think about it, and then move on with the conversation without breaking the panel. So let me do my little thing I do. We generally get to it a little sooner, but here we are. A carpenter's journey gets the gold. Watt Life gets the silver. And the next one's way down. You're on the show, so you don't qualify, so you can't get one. And Andrew Langlois gets the bronze. Welcome in, folks. Good to see you. We got American 101 in chat. Locksmith Jeremy. The Smoking Auditor has joined the chat. I like to see him around. Yawn God's in chat. That's awesome. One Big Pond. Been seeing them around a bit. I don't know if it's because we're going to the same places or like the same stuff. One thing or the other, right?
Could be.
Okay, so clearly you're working this into a brand. You have something of a plan, if not. What up, Dan Ditso? Welcome in, bud. If it's not completely ironed out, you see the opportunity before you. You have the capability of making it happen. As long as you don't break your channel, you should be fine eventually. The trick is to get you in front of the right people to mention you to the right people. Right?
That's a fair assessment. Yeah.
It's not a matter of YouTube sharing your content, and you know it, right? So you've got to get in there, into the streets, into the freaking trenches, and you're gonna have to stand there and take the heat. Have you come across Joe Cool yet?
No, but he is a consistent name that's been popping up around me.
All right. So, and this is not a warning. I love Joe Cool to death. Don't misunderstand. That's my little spoon when I'm cold. He got two of my kids. What I'm getting at is this. He has an amazing ability to take a premise that is ordinarily perfectly understandable and turn it into something completely absurd by taking it to a logical extreme. He also has the ability to take something that sounds absurd and make it sound perfectly ordinary. And that is an amazing talent. And I am more interested in how you react to him than I am in his opinion of you. If you catch my drift, because a lot of people don't know how to take Joe, and I love him to death, but what can you do, man? He's Joe gonna joke. I don't know what to tell you, but when that happens, I want the link to that. When he ends up trying to corner you on something, because I got a sneaking suspicion I know how that's going to turn out, but I can't wait to see it. Right.
Interesting.
All right, let's do some housekeeping. Hold on one second. I've got a number of freaking videos over here that are yours. I have Vivek Ramaswamy claims Biden won't be 2024. Is that your first upload?
No, it's not my first upload.
Okay. Life's obstacles are not barriers finished. Is that your first upload?
No.
Okay, so figuring it out, or it should be figuring it out, right?
Yeah, that's one of my
public uploads.
Yeah, that's one of my
earliest.
Yes, one of my earliest ones.
All right. So that one should be in the second slot. A little bit of housekeeping over here, folks. Don't get mad. And I can't move it because it sucks, and I hate this freaking format. Yeah, okay. We're gonna go with your most viewed, which I think is obstacles. Life's obstacles, I think. Let me make sure.
Yeah, actually, the figuring it out was actually. Yeah, that's was my first. Yeah, you're right. That's my first one.
Okay, so that's your first one. Good deal. So this one should be your most viewed. I usually have this worked out, but recently they changed how the playlists work, right? And I can't shuffle them around like I used to. I could just put them wherever I wanted to, and now I can only move them like 2 slots, and then everything gets weird. I don't know. Anyway, screw that bullshit. Vivek Ramaswamy claims Biden won't be the 2024 candidate, and it turns out you were completely right. Now, in general, this part of the show goes over the visuals of your content, the way you put it together, any editing, if there is some, which this doesn't have any because it's pretty much dropped right off the live stream in it. Nope. Yep. Oh. Wait, did it go back? No, it's the same one. That's right. Okay.
Time, baby. Let's see.
So what I'm getting at here is you have the delivery, you have the framing, you have the background, you've got the sound, you've got the voice, you've got the everything but the turtleneck. You're a turtleneck away from being NPR.
Oh gosh.
Think about it, dude. This is like some in between the firms type stuff, right? This is the kind of stuff we used to watch when we were kids at 2 o'clock in the morning, high as hell, trying to find something to watch. And there was nothing on but public access television. Some random dude who's talking about something you've never heard of, but it's like, no, I get it. The rainforest frogs do need our help. You know, it's kind of the same concept when we're on YouTube. It's the same idea. And there's nothing wrong with that. You have brought in guests, you do bring in panel members and stuff. I'm wondering if you're going to get into interviewing and what that might look like with a Resla interview.
So yes, I would like to get into interviewing. It'll be totally new to me. The only time I've ever interviewed anyone was just candidates to hire. So the actually doing an interview with someone very specific, like kind of what we're doing right now, would be new and it would be interesting. But I'm looking forward to when that opportunity shows up.
You have to make the opportunities in this field, bro. Nobody's going to give it to you.
I agree.
Add an interview show, say once a week, just some random anybody that you can find to sit in the other chair to give you 30 minutes or an hour of time to bounce something off of, and then you can fold into your open panel style. What's up, Snark and Sass? Welcome in. How far have you gotten into doing shorts?
Shorts is still something that I'm really kind of struggle on. I mean, me just doing my videos, it's a lot of work just me doing by myself. Yes, when I have the time. And then my problem with shorts is that it's kind of clipped from either short form videos that I've done or actual live streams. I would like to put more time into an actual short, but that right there is just already a monster in itself to have that form of video.
In order to try to use your own content for your own shorts, there's a bit of a hamstring in that thought process. No, it's not a bad idea, but keep in mind, when you clip a short from something, you take the total number of subscribers of the source you clip it from versus the total number of subscribers of your channel. Those people are the people who get some of the notifications, if any goes out, because YouTube determines that entirely in their own head. Whether or not you get a notification on this particular short, nobody knows. Then based off of those two numbers, you can generally come up with a ballpark figure of what the short should do. Anything above that number, you've made a good entertaining short. Anything below that number, and maybe the thumbnail was wrong, or the title was wrong, or the clip was wrong, or something could be tinkered with there. Because we're dealing with an algorithm, typically when you first start doing stuff, you'll get a lot of success at that one thing just because what you're doing is new. And that's the tricky part. You got to throw something new at it. It can be difficult, but it's not as much work, but it is more work than most people think. And that's true in both directions.
Well, the reason why I'll even say to this, the reason why I even saw this particular video of just having that kind of views, it is because of the political cycle that we had.
Sure. I mean, there's no reason not to grab a hold to the freaking political wave. If you've got an opportunity, take it. Look at Midlife Burlogic. He comes on, does my show. He's got 450 subscribers or something. 2 weeks later, he's throwing down 2,000 subscribers and picking up another couple of hundred every week. And I've tried to explain to him, he thinks this is normal. And I tell him, I'm like, look, this is a political cycle. You're doing political content. When that politics goes away, you have to find something to float your content. Milk it for every single subscriber it's worth. Monetize as hard and as heavy as you can while you can. But when the political cycle goes, so doth the content. Now we got Donald Trump, and I'm pretty sure the comedy is going to write itself.
Agreed. I'm looking forward to seeing what's actually gonna take place. I think this is what a lot of people want. I've already been taking a look at social media and just see how everybody's reacting who is not necessarily ecstatic about it. So I've been laughing at least for the last
few hours. I have collected so many liberal tears I will be able to make cookies and cakes and all sorts of goodly tasting things for my consumption. It's just an ever-flowing font of absolute meltdown tears, and I love it. I don't have a problem with snowflakes. It's just when they get creaky and loud.
Yeah. Like I said,
But
like,
I don't know
we're
what else.
also Americans. You voted for who you want to vote for. That's fine. It's just your reaction is just comical to me.
It is comical. And if you go look at the description on my channel, it says quite clearly, I'm here to laugh at everyone equally. Right there in the description. So when you find me laughing at you, don't get upset. Right? Things like this. Hold up. I'm going to back that out. Minimize that doohickey. It's things like this. This is the kind of thing that people could get angry about. Your response was to laugh.
I would have to pump it up.
I'm a nasty nigga. I'm a nasty.
Can I clip this? My man is possibly a little painfully honest in some cases. I can appreciate it, and I get what you're saying there. You're not talking about being dirty. You're talking about being with women, and that's perfectly acceptable. Taken out of context, however, it sounds horrible, right? Yeah. Personally, I love it because I was there. I got to see it, and it's hilarious. And you know the context of it. I know the context of it. There's 20 people in chat right now going, what the fuck did I just watch? What was that? Right? And that's kind of the point of this show, is to demonstrate some of the things that work, some of the things that don't when trying to set up a show. Format is 90% of a show. Without a decent, solid format, it's difficult to lay out topics in a way that are topical, right? So I've got a couple of bits that I do with each one of us when we're doing these. And earliest possible video, we're going to watch this thing. It's only 10 minutes, 9 minutes and 30 seconds. And I got to press a button before we do it. And it's mainly because I didn't just start this channel because I love freaking content creators. I did it because I'm a paleontologist.
You know about cars? Yes, I'm a paleontologist.
Oh, it's okay. There's dynamite in this bag too. I am a paleontologist.
I'm a paleontologist.
Paleontologists study really old stuff.
Like crackers.
Because bad movies are funny.
Welcome in, Eddie Canny. Good to see you, bud. Yeah, no, you got to get you a few clips, a few buttons to push. You got to make it confusing so that you make errors and everybody can laugh at you. After that, you'll have a show. Right? Yeah. Also, as soon as someone actually gives you a ring light, you're officially a YouTuber.
Oh, is that what it is?
I don't know. I'm not sure. That's what somebody told me. And I was like, well, that sounds like bullshit. And like the very next weekend, someone randomly in my life showed up and was like, oh, you doing YouTube here? And gave me this big ring light that they use on my green screen. So maybe it's true. Also, if someone named Beak shows up, I've been told that means you've made it.
Who?
Beak. He's been around. I've seen him in several chats, but I've had several people be like, that guy knows what's going on or whatever. And if he shows up, you've made it. I'm like, all right, I've made it. Yay. Yep. We're there. I kind of felt like it'd be a bit bigger, which is what she said.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What is going on? Welcome back to the channel where we pretty much cut through the BS and noise and we talk about the things that actually do matter in life. In today's episode, basically calling it life's obstacles are not barriers. Before you even think about clicking away, for you, I can already feel it right now. You know, oh great, this is gonna be one of those damn motivational speeches. Just hang tight. Because this isn't about sugarcoating struggles. I'm not gonna be sitting there telling you just gotta think positive. That's not what's gonna happen. It's gonna be.
Oh, that's a good point. You're not a life coach channel. You're not RedPill. You're not any of those things that could pigeonhole your channel into being a particular thing, which is impressive. It's hard to do that. Most people fall in a hole somewhere and have difficulty climbing out. And you seem to be just skimming right across the top of all these definitions and not getting hooked in by any particular one. I'm proud of you. I'm impressed.
Appreciate it.
And you've been doing a few shows here recently. You've done something of a mock debate with Mel's Pandora. Weren't you over on Rage of Tomato a couple of days ago? Was that you?
No, that wasn't me.
That wasn't you. Okay.
No. I have not shown my mug on Sarah yet.
We might have to get over there. We might have to do raid. We might have to raid the castle together. Lay siege to the channel. Storm the gates. That's right. What's up, Alex Dunn? Welcome in, bud. Appreciate you coming through. Ross, you not that Christine. See, you're collecting people already. Look at you.
Oh, I know not that Christine.
Yeah. So in the future, like, let's hypothetically say you say something especially poignant tonight. Tomorrow you wake up and have 1 million subscribers. What happens then? Does it change anything? What do you do?
It does. Because the first thing I think of myself, I would start running so many assessments in my head. First of all, I'm a small channel. What the heck would I know what to do with that typhoon? What exactly was that moment? What exactly are the chances of having that replicate? Like, I would have and then you got to work for all the good stuff we're looking at with the 1 million subscribers. We got to worry about all the bad things that also couple with it. How am I going to deal with that?
Right.
Who exactly are these people? Why do they think that they know what? And then I have to think about it this way: they come to my channel. I have 1 million subscribers now. They say they take a look at my old stuff. They could also just easily go because they realize, oh, this is not what I'm really here for.
In fact, that's kind of how it goes typically.
Mm-hmm.
When you do something that is new, interesting, and different, a bunch of people show up, they all subscribe, and then the rest of what you're doing is either like that new, interesting thing, or it's like what everyone else is doing. I don't have a problem using other people's shows as inspiration for a show. And I will even, if under the right circumstances, we can recreate shot for shot a show, provided the show is different enough that it's not just a remaking of that show, right?
Yeah.
We have to have a limit on our imitation. Imitation may be the greatest form of flattery, but it's also the most boring form of content on YouTube.
Yes,
so
I agree. I mean, the best of copy from someone.
Sure. And almost every show on YouTube was, cribbed out from some other YouTuber, either bigger or smaller. Either way, it doesn't really matter. It's what you do with that format, what you do with that content, right? A lot of people come up on these panels and they are content, right? They're not here for their channel. They're not here for their brand. They're not here to make money or to make your content better. They merely show up, open their freaking cock holster, and start spewing wind out of a tree hole. No one should bother paying attention to it, primarily because they don't care enough to say it on their own channel. That makes it slightly less valuable than somebody who is also tied into the same stream, who also has the same dreams, who has the same branding concepts in their head. Creator thoughts.
Right.
And if you encounter people without creator thoughts, I'm not saying kick them out. I'm not saying stop interacting with them, but move them from the primary positions in the channel. They're not having creator thoughts. They will not help your channel in the future. They're just excited to be along for the ride, and they will function just as well in your non-official shows, right? In this case, this is my flagship show. Sasquatch Shills is here to try to find creators that are putting in the work, putting in the effort, and doing something a little bit different. What's up, Lawless? Welcome in, bud. In a world. He's about the only guy on YouTube that has a better voice than I do, man. Like that man, that has a whole bunch of wet panties in his neighborhood, let me tell you. So you have to go through the content you have at your disposal, all of the people that could be on your panels, all of the suspected people, right? There are some people who are obviously not here for upfront and honest interactions. They're here to publish a narrative. So maybe thin out certain topics on one side or the other just to keep the panel going smoothly. You know the people that cause problems. You know the people that tend to yell everyone down. And you can do whatever you want with your channel, bro. I will never tell you you're wrong, right? I'm not going to just bald-facedly say, no, you can't do that unless it's a terms of service violation.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to go, you could do that and try to offer some other solution to whatever the issue is. In most cases, backstaging someone or one of these things, and this is probably one of the things Flow State does best. So the panel's getting a little bit freaking rowdy.
I gotta bounce. Thanks a lot for proving just how ugly and immature you are. It's been real. And just so you know, I don't really care about your problems.
Right? Just to clarify where everybody stands on the topic, Now, whether they are particularly tailored to the topic in hand, or you do one for a show and only use it for that show, or whatever, however you want to do it, that's your base. That's what you do. What I do is throw ideas at you like a ball of spaghetti until something sticks. Just constant. And the whole point here is to get you monetized.
Yeah, I can admit that a lot of my time I'm really trying to figure out where people are coming from because, like I said, I've been in this for a little while. So communication, as much as people try to say I'm really trying to be on it, it's a thing that I'm constantly always battling with because like anyone else, we all have our own particular thoughts, we have our own perspective, we have our own biases, and unless I have to really engage with someone in that type, I try to provide a show, or at least setting the framework for the show ahead of time before we start opening up the panels to try to show two sides of the argument and then ask just really simple questions. That's all. And there will be people who come in that you will get people who come in who will have their own particular agendas, or I've been known to right now knock some people down when they come in and they don't even know what the hell the show's about.
Right.
I try to be nice and try to give them stuff.
That is totally your prerogative. If you want people to listen to the show for a few minutes before you bring them up, that's fine. Leave their ass backstage for 5 minutes. If they bring them up after 5 minutes and they don't know what's going on, deuce them the fuck out. They're obviously not interested. They're just here to talk whatever they were going to say before they showed up.
Right.
That's an excellent litmus test. You need to get you an overlay, something, maybe 2 or 3 to switch out for different days of the week. It'll help you keep track of it backstage when you're going through stuff, trying to edit. Depending on how many shows you end up doing a week and whether they're unique or the same show is up to you. I mean, you got to do that. I'm looking for somebody to do a current event show where basically me, a co-host, and maybe a third person from some weird freaking area of YouTube do a current events thing. We each go and get 3 stories, and we try to get through the 3 stories in about an hour and a half and build it organically from the inside, using clips from everybody's channels and applying it across the board and seeing how that works. I've tried it a couple of times. It's worked fairly well a few times. It's flopped a few times. It depends on the personalities of the people involved and how much time they have to put towards it and how committed they are to the concept. And
right.
I am a big guy from the swamp pretending to be a mythical creature, pretending to be a guy on YouTube. So how serious are you supposed to take me? I mean, I'm aware. I'm just saying, if it ain't having fun, what's the point?
That's correct. That's the 1000% thing I can agree with. Like, a lot of you don't get it. And here's the thing. I tell people, a lot of people up here, they make content. And a lot of people here, they just look at this as a business. And some people are up here that have fun.
Right. And having fun is fine.
Yeah. Because that's what really keeps me going back. That's what keeps me coming up and doing this more often. It's not, yes, I think as anyone, all creators, we would love to see growth. We love to see that explosion, of course. But at the same time, we want a community that's authentic, that actually loves what we're doing, and we want to enjoy that as well, because that's what makes us develop the content. If not, you would just put out, you would have find something stale, and you would just keep hitting it because people are just showing up anyway, right?
Right.
To see that growth, to see the change, that's what I like.
Yeah, I dig it. Also, oh boy, there's some really activist people that are in this sphere, and these activist people, and they can be from any other sector of YouTube. They could be flat earthers, they could be freaking contract lawyers, they could be any number of things, and they're just fully activated on one particular point. I don't have a problem with that. I find that to be an intellectually stimulating channel, primarily because they are at least speaking from a perspective of honesty, even if it is stark raving, barking mad, right? Even if they're nuts, they think they're saying something worthwhile. And the psychological exposure that you get to those types of ideas gives you the necessary defense to be able to deal with them in the future. And it's better to come across these now than when you've got 10,000 subscribers and it gets clowned on whatever podcast or wherever, you know?
All right. Yeah. So something you said, and I've seen people in the chat, because this is something that happens a lot. They go, well, what sphere are you in? And I'm like, I don't have one. I'm a content creator. I don't have an area. I like to talk with people. I'm a conversationalist. I know, like, he's a debater. No, I'm a conversationalist.
You, sir, are a Renaissance man, as am I. What do they call them? A polymath. Too many specializations to be called a specialist, but far too in depth in any one of them to be called a generalist. And so I often get the statement, where the hell do you get this shit? And it's because I used to read encyclopedias.
Okay.
Right. So like somebody says something, it triggers a memory from when I was 8, sitting out in a freaking canoe reading the only books I had handy at the time, encyclopedias. So, it is kind of dated because it was the 1976 issue, but most physics don't change that much.
Nope. And that's still way ahead of the curve of what we see today. So
I'm dangerous with a slide rule, bro. All right. So you take that 1 million subscribers, you work out your merch, your sponsorships. How would you hypothetically, how would you handle sponsorships? I still say you should sell teeth.
What?
I've been telling you to sell teeth. You got at least one customer already on the hook. Sky will definitely buy a set of your teeth. Guaranteed. You can charge $40 for those things and just leave them over there and never explain it. And anyone who showed up and found your teeth for sale would be like, what the fuck? It'd be a great long-term troll. That's all I'm saying, bro. Some of that deep lore for a channel that you just don't have yet,
Right. Oh, so the thing about, you said, merch and sponsorships, that's all new to me. And yes, I should really try to have a plan for that. But I'm not a marketing specialist. No, I really don't know anything about product sales. I am a communications and compliance person. My job is to make sure that the rules stay the way they are and that people are aware of what the rules are.
Wow, that kind of explains a lot, bro. Seeing the way you interact with people, that actually makes an awful lot of sense. You're using technically accurate maneuvers and methods to tone people down. You're backing them up without them realizing it. You lead them down the garden path without any effort whatsoever. And I love it. I absolutely love it. The only issue I have is occasionally you get a little bit spurred. Somebody will get in on a topic that you actually care about and you'll go harder into the paint than maybe you intend to. I can see it on your face right after you say it, just like that previous clip I played, just a little further into the paint than you consciously decided to go. If we can rein that tendency in just a hair, dude, you're real good. You're real close. Just a hair, right? Just chop off the parts where you don't go hard enough and parts where you go too hard, and you would have a safe channel.
So that's where I agree. That's also the part where some people find it very entertaining as well, because I have developed. I've had this alter ego that's been somehow adopted, which is funny because it's still the same guy. But like I try to be as measured as I can in my content, and to the point where I'm still me, but I try to not be as heavily biased as I know everyone is. So when that door gets cracked open, you're actually getting a little bit more of what I'm really thinking versus what I'm actually trying to put out. And that's
really not a bad thing. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. That has its place. It's just too early to be bringing that monster out of the closet, because you've got him shackled in real nice and tight and snug, and every now and then he gets a claw out the door and starts wiggling it around. And I like it. It's interesting. I think it will be more interesting later in your career when you have more experience and can turn that monster loose intentionally, right? When it becomes your attack dog instead of something you have to protect yourself from. I think that's going to be interesting to see.
Well, the thing about it is that I'm comfortable with my monster. That's what really puts me where I'm at. With that being said, because I'm comfortable with him, that coin can flip real quick, and I'm just like, this is not it. And if I turn my head and I'm not paying attention, he might go at it. And that they have dubbed that side of me Tesla.
Yeah. I'm gonna have fun with that one, bro. We're gonna enjoy the hell out of that. That's 2 channels with the effort of 1. Why not? So all right. You've got what, 300 and some change? 302, 320, something like that.
Yeah, as of now, it is 329, 330.
Good deal. All right. So over the next few weeks, do you have any changing ideas, any developing plans, anything you plan on promoting especially?
No, like I know people like to put an extreme amount of time into working on the content. It's not that I don't want to. So I try to plan things out in quarters. How I want things to change over. Where am I in terms of that? Do we want to change a look? Are we going to add something to a look? Do we want to change a format? How are we going to do that? Do we want to start incorporating people? If I want to do interviews, what should the interviews look like? Like, these are all things that I have in quarterly blocks. So it's not necessarily a week to week thing.
Okay. Well, that's really interesting. I'll have to think on that a little bit. We've got the win chat.
It gives me time to work on. It gives me time to work not just on my channel. It gives me time to work on the audience. It gets them acclimated. So what the message really is, because if I'm switching on a week-to-week basis, so can the message.
I hear what you're saying. There's a couple of channels out there. I give them the advice to limit their exposure because they are diluting their message. What they're trying to do is being diluted by being seen on so many different channels that nobody sees any point in subscribing to your channel, because you're just going to be on all these other channels. And I'm already subscribed to 3 of those. Why should I subscribe to you?
Correct.
Other people are so testy about their content that they won't share it anywhere and want to get ill when somebody tries to clip it or wants to use some part of it or do a reaction. Ladies and gentlemen, YouTube has nothing to do with the First Amendment. There is no First Amendment on YouTube. If you thought there was, you are smoking way too much of that CIA crack. You need to back off it, set down that glass dick, and take a serious thought about the fact this is a private corporation. And you need to get your head out your ass. There's no First Amendment here. Stop being silly. These people can damage a channel because they have no respect for YouTube, your brand, your message, your channel, your image, none of that. They will say some shit just to clip it so they can use it against you. Just saying, be careful out there, bro. These lions and tigers and trolls, oh my.
Yeah, I'm aware, which is why when I have people that come up, I don't always know who's showing us my platform. Again, still developing. So I try, even when I get a new face up there, a new name up there, I'm literally trying to run a show and literally trying to do research at the same time.
I hear you. I cheat. And let me tell you how I cheat. I've interviewed so many people on this channel, on this Sasquatch Shills show. And I work with most of the people that I've interviewed to some extent or another. And whether it's troll advice or research advice or anything, any number of things, we can work it out together if you want to know. We'll figure it out. And that puts me backstage in a lot of places that people don't know I'm there. And so I get to see things that people don't realize are being seen, you know. And and it might be some metagaming, this whole situation, but I use the information at my disposal to determine who I'm going to interview and who I'm not, who I'm willing to work with and who I'm not. Right. And we may have a disagreement tomorrow that sets us at cross purposes, but I'll still try to answer the freaking questions honestly. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to agree on everything to work together. It's what a lot of people don't understand.
A lot of people don't get that.
Also, a lot of people have a problem with taking a back seat when it comes to certain levels of creativity. Like they want absolute creative control, and I can respect that. That is perfectly acceptable. It's your channel, boss. Do what you want with it, right? That being said, if somebody cannot just has a psychological incapability of taking suggestions or takes those suggestions as criticism, it's a lot harder to give them to them when they're always going to be mad about it. I got one who shall remain nameless. I can call him up on the phone. I have his personal number. 2:00 in the morning, he'll be up. He'll answer the phone. I can run by an idea on him, and he'll give me 1,000 reasons why that won't work. He will go home. Needed one. To bed. He only needed one, right? One was fine. He'll go to bed, sleep on it, wake up the next morning, complain about it all day long, go to bed again, and then the next morning he wakes up with a brilliant idea. He has this amazing idea, no idea where it came from, and he'll come out and do exactly what I suggested. But I understand why he's like that and how this is going to work, and so it doesn't really upset me when I see it happen. I just giggle, and I might show it on my channel and just not mention it, put it up there silent while we're talking and stuff. It's funny.
I definitely know a lot of people just like that we're talking about. So my style, even in terms of leadership, when I lead teams, is that I do a servant leadership style. I'm willing to hear everybody's opinion, and then I'm the last one who makes the decision based on all of the research given to me. Rather than just say you do it my way, it's say let's see who has the best strategy. And let's just say if I pick something that's not necessarily yours, if it doesn't work out, we have another option.
Right? There's a plan B. I always have a plan B, alpha C. Like I got my backup plans have backup plans. I run my channel on the concept of game theory. I believe YouTube is a zero-sum game, and the only way to win is not to play.
Correct.
So having decided to play the game, I utilize everything from Sun Tzu to the laws of power to manipulate the system to my benefit.
Yeah.
If that's wrong, I don't want to be right.
I hear what you're saying. I hear exactly what you're saying. This has been, like I said, this has been new for me. Usually, I'm not the person who likes to be the guy. You know, I don't try to opt to be president. I opt to be chief of staff. I want to be in the background. Like I don't like to be the forefront person. But this is for me trying to acclimate, because it's weird to just now all of a sudden it's just me. And I'm like, I'm looking for a cabinet. I'm like, I don't really have it right now. I gotta figure this all out. I have to be my best advisor.
Absolutely. And one thing that we're all doing when we start a channel, and this is something a lot of people don't think through. When you start a channel, every single one of us was a small content creator at first. We may have all had an idea of what we wanted to do, some people more so than others, but none of us knew how it was going to turn out. And so the one thing I try to tell everyone who comes through, don't get hung up on trolls. If somebody comes in your chat talking some kind of spicy shit, you have two choices. You can either deuce them out on a timeout, or you can block them and decide what to do with them later. Either way, It's your choice, and it is the best choice for someone who's unsure how to deal with it. The worst thing you can do when somebody comes in talking trash or laying some garbage at your feet that may or may not be your own is to react to it. When you react to a troll, you are willingly putting a nose ring in your nose and handing them the string. And every time they pull that string, you will turn your head and look straight at them and respond. You have to not do that. No matter how loud and squeaky they get, the more they rage trying to get you to react, the better it will advertise your channel. Your haters define you better than the people who like you.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Let me hit you with a thought experiment. If I had these two YouTubers you've never heard of, and I gave you a list of people that like them, would you be able to choose which one you'd rather associate with? Maybe, perhaps. But if I gave you a list of the people that hated them, you could almost certainly immediately decide whether you want to be involved in that channel or not.
Yeah.
One of them little sweet names will pop up on that list and you'll just go, no, nah, I'll go with the other guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right about that.
So it's a lot of people think about their channels backwards. They think about where they're wanting to go. Or some of them think that they're already there and just waiting for the crowd to show up. The trick to all of this is to ride a rail between the two. You have to be producing a final product while developing a better product. And that's a difficult thing to do. You're thinking about next quarter while doing this quarter. This quarter squared away. You've got all the nuts and bolts in place. You can just do it on autopilot without any effort, additional effort, other than the researching of each of the shows. That's brilliant. I love it. You might get a bit of more of a dynamic punch out of your individual shows if you broke your quarters down a little bit just to get that 28-day algorithm bump. Anything longer than 28 days in the algorithm might as well be next century. So you kind of want to get a theme rolling through it if possible. I don't know. Depends on how you think about things and how you feel about things. And so that's on you to determine what it is you want to do with it. My help comes in on trying to figure out the best way to deliver it to the largest number of people. I want to sell you, bud. How do you feel about that?
So the way how I've been looking at it is like, because I'm already going to know how I feel about it. I'm always trying to figure out how other people are feeling about it. And then is it based on the very limited information that they have? Are they just simply just trying to be stubborn? That's typically the route that I'm trying to go. I already know what I'm thinking. I'm wondering, what are they thinking?
So we'll get together after the show at some point in time. We'll put together a handful of clips, find out what type of movies and videos you particularly like. And I want you to make a mental list. The coldest shut up line, the mic drop line, the one that shut everyone in the room up, the coldest line you've ever heard, the most savage line you've ever heard. And then that one clip from a movie that just makes you giggle maniacally. Doesn't matter where they're from, what they are. We'll work around copyright and everything. We'll figure it out. You don't have to come up with them right now. Just keep that in mind. And in the future, when you go, oh yeah, that scene, like one of mine, the scene in The Professional, Leon, if it's European, where Glenn Oldman has just realized he's dealing with a problem. And he turns and looks at his secretary and goes, I need you to bring me everyone. And the guy grabs the phone and picks it up, stops and goes, everyone. And he just screams at the top, everyone. I want the DEA. I want the CIA. I want the DOD. I want the DOJ. I want the marshals. You can see that thought process in his head while he's screaming like, you're such an idiot. I said everyone. I want the drug dealers. I want them dope boys running on the corner. I want the guy with the hand grenades. all of it, right? Bring me everybody. And I love that scene. It's one of my favorites.
Oh, I missed that movie. I haven't seen it in so long.
Oh, it's great. That was the day. That movie was the reason I fell in love with the chick who played Padme, Natalie Portman.
Yeah,
she plays the little girl in that movie. And when I watched it, I worked at movie stores most of my life, and so when that movie came out, I remembered someone saying something about Leon, and I was like, "This doesn't look like Leon." I plugged it in, dude. I was lost the very second it started. That girl nailed that role so perfectly. It was amazing. And he's teaching a 12-year-old to be an assassin. Come on, what's not to love, bro? Talk about girl power.
exactly.
Oh my God, that's beautiful, bro. And you've got the lone wolf pup story, the classic Kurosawa setup, only it's inverted and on its head. Homie's basically a samurai. Dude, there's so many analogies that can be run through that movie. It's a good one.
Back when movies were great.
Right? Or European, one or the other.
Or European.
I don't know. Have you seen some of the Hindi flicks that's been coming out of Bollywood?
I can't with Bollywood movies. I can't with them. I can't.
I can respect that. I spent a lot of time looking into things like the Mahabharata and whatnot, a lot of Indian subculture lore. And I don't know, I'm intrigued by it. So when I see one of those wild, like the dude who just flies along dodging bullets while dancing, that's fucking awesome. It makes me laugh so hard. I shouldn't laugh. What's up, NPC, the game? That's right. Let's see. What does he say? That is sound advice for a channel having long-term goals and short-term goals on your radar at all times. Right. I think going a quarter out on that renders some of your short-term goals unattainable because you're much less likely to consider it in the near term. And your consideration of near term is 4 months away or 3 months away, you know? Yeah. So this is just me speaking out my bunghole. Just consider this. Use your short content for your short term. If you find something on shorts, look at the remix button on your phone. If it's there and it's funny, it makes you giggle, you get it, you got to think you got a good reaction to it or a response or however you want to do it your way, bro. Your way. I use jokes. I might be a little too funny for YouTube. I keep catching strikes by just laughing. I don't even own a fucking horse. I don't own an alligator. I ain't hurt no animals, but they keep hitting me with a promotion of cruelty to animals. And all I do is laugh. I just find something that's obviously funny, ask what level of Florida that is, and laugh, and they hit me with a strike. So I haven't been doing a whole lot in shorts recently. I'm still under a strike, as a matter of fact. Which is a whole nother conversation we'll have after the show. Do you know what you've done?
Sorry?
You did a show. The whole thing. And flawlessly, I might add.
Which show was that?
Absolute gem. Yeah, no. Most guests come in, they start giggling about halfway through, and I lose track of what the conversation is because we all get off on a tangent. This one went pretty good. There's no topic for your channel, so we can stay on topic. No problem. Yes, that's called failing forward, son. We'll work on that in the after show too. I'm going to throw you up top, big screen. Tell everybody what a lovely time it was. Now, this is going to end it on your channel. The show will continue over here as an open panel. Assuming you don't have any complaints with anyone coming up. I don't generally have complaints with people coming up, but the reason I'm ending it on your channel is twofold. One, that gives you a complete episode of Sasquatch Shills already edited on your channel. I don't have to touch it or send you anything. That's good. And two, the copyrighted stuff that I'm going to be used from here on out probably shouldn't be on a channel planning to monetize.
That's fair.
So it's as much protecting you as it is protecting the poor ears of your clientele. So here, tell everybody who you is, what you do, what you're doing, and why you do it.
All right, everyone. I really enjoyed this, and I will be sticking around. I want to have a conversation with you guys. You get to know me a little better. Once again, I have a show. It's called Opinionated. It's on my channel. You can see it at Resla. Pretty sure Sasquatch already has pretty much linked in the description or even on the actual chat. But check it out. What I do is, like I said before, we come through thought-provoking conversations. We try to get into a lot of critical thought, and we challenge a lot of talking points and a lot of narratives, and we try to go through what's on the minds of everyday people, looking at everyday things, and just challenging if the things that they're hearing when they talk to other people, is it really their opinions, or are they just talking what someone else is giving them? Are they parroting rather than actually having their own foundational thoughts? That's it.
Magnificent. I'm gonna set you backstage for a second, have me a little say with the chat, and I'll be right back with you. Go brush your hair or whatever you need to do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's been one episode of Sasquatch Shills. That's been Sasquatch Shills Wrestler. Go check him out. He's actually got a really interesting thing going on. I actually dig it quite a lot. And I found him way early on. I sat on this one because I had suspected it might be worthwhile. So check it out. Don't miss it. But I love each and every one of you like a brother and a sister. But if y'all give me any trouble tonight, I'll run every damn one of y'all off this mountain.
Sorry. Good news, though. We're going to have to move the party somewhere a little bit more private, but you're all invited. Lorenzo will give you the details. Yeah!
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares. See me right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored?
All right. Now we're back to the more normal format, and we are post-show. This is what I mean by working in layers. That gives a pre-recorded, pre-setup. If you were going to be operating on multiple platforms, what you would want to do is utilize your time in layers, right? That way, when you're going through and doing all the doohickeys and pushing all the buttons and bells, you don't have to worry about what part goes where. So hypothetically, there's two ways to go about this. You can start off on a number of different platforms and drop platforms as you go along, right? That way, the longer you go and the drunker we get, the more in the paint we go, we can be closer and closer to Rumble.
Yes.
On the other hand, you could also go the other route where you start off with one specific one. What's up, Mitch? I can't even see you. You're gonna have to smile bigger, bro. All right, close enough. You can put your avatar back up. What's up, Mitch?
What's the good word? I had to come up and fuck with Sasquatch.
Yeah, baby. This dude, all right. So I do another show called Chilling with Sasquatch, where I just take whatever interesting topic I've come across in the last couple of days, and we go over a video on it and discuss it. And one of them was the Stanford prison experiment. Old guy Mitch has been in prison half his life. So we covered it and went deep, and my man has done some heavy reading behind those bars. Just cause he sounds silly don't mean he's dumb. Do not underestimate this man.
Noted.
I'm the silliest motherfucker on the planet. I am hilarious in my own right because I just don't give a fuck.
All right, let's keep it to El Perro levels, okay?
That's kind of hard to keep it at El Perro levels because ain't no telling where he might be at any given
He's
moment.
already in here, bro.
You know where I'm at now, brother. How is everybody doing? Wrestler, much appreciated. I went to Wrestler's channel. I've been watching you for a bit, brother, and I appreciate everything you're putting out. You use a logic and reason behind you to keep the emotions out, and I want to embed that in myself. I take it upon myself to see greater experience from other people that I can embed in myself to make me a better person. I appreciate that. You allowed me to restream a portion of your stream on communication the other day, and that was awesome.
I appreciate it. I really do.
This is going to be a kind of an odd experience for somebody not expecting it, because people come up and they either like what you do or they don't like what you do, and they let you know almost immediately out of the box. But I feel like you're a fairly safe bet on this one, and my internet's fixing to kick me out. So if I drop down, y'all just carry the show for a minute. I'll be back.
And I'm an odd one, wrestler. I got my own show in the morning. It's called Coffee with Mitch. And I just hang out and have fun. Everybody have a good vibe. The trolls don't fuck with me because they know I ain't got no guards on my tongue. I might say anything. But if they come in there with the bullshit, I'm going to put them on blast. Off the rip. I don't even play.
Much love, One Big Pond. I appreciate it.
My show is strictly about peace, love, and harmony, and paying the kindness forward every morning.
And burning shit. Don't forget burning shit.
It's been wet. I ain't been able to set nothing on fire.
I bet that's really killing your views.
It is. It's killing them bad too. But everybody know me, so I get up in the morning. I can't dance. I got 3 left legs and 5 right knees, but I make everybody's morning better because we have coffee and smoke weed and laugh.
What up, bud?
What's up, guys?
Chilling like a villain, cheating, robbing, rhyming, stealing.
Yeah.
I dropped your link in back chat, old guy.
Cool.
I just subbed to you, wrestler. You seem pretty interesting. I like the way you voice your opinions. I don't really consider them opinions. I consider them your viewpoint, because opinions are like assholes. Most of them stink.
Yeah, and most of them give them out. That's the problem. We smell too many people's assholes.
I'm telling you. I can laugh and joke with the best of them, but I don't do bullshit. I don't do bullshit well.
I'll tell you the way I describe Mitch. That motherfucker failed recess because he can laugh and joke but don't play.
About the size of it, Sasquatch. The jury, as far as you concerned, the jury's still out on me whether I'm insane or comedically genius.
Yeah, it's either a comedic genius or a tragedy. I can't decide which. It's one or the other, and I'm willing to go with it either way because it's great.
Hey, I just run with it. Whatever way it falls, that's the way it falls. I'm the same every day, raw, real, and uncut.
Yeah, I'm afraid not, young God. You've been wondering, you've been asking questions, and if somebody wants to try to do a roast, they can, but you got to know enough about my content to do so.
Oh no, I don't. I can look straight at you and find 50 things to talk shit about, just because I am. All right, wrestler, hold on. Full disclosure: I am a retired troll. I have been rolling through YouTube streets for the past probably 12 years. Something like that. I am an old troll, and there's an old saying amongst us: there are old trolls and there are bold trolls. There are no old bold trolls. When I retired and started a channel, I made the decision I will never act that way again. That is why I'm always so courteous, so nice, and so accommodating to anybody I come across on YouTube, because I fucking deserve whatever it is you said.
and that reminds me, I made a comment earlier. Is it just coincidence or me or what? Does that thing in the background, wrestler, does that remind anybody else of a Caucasian Sasquatch?
Yeah, they kind of look like Sasquatch in the morning. That kind of remind me of Sasquatch in the morning when he drop in on me all grumpy and cranky and before his coffee kick in.
Do you know what they're talking about, bro? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, that was funny. That made me giggle. In fact, I got tickled so hard. The first night that I came on your show, I was on vacation. The night before, I popped in, I was like, look, I'm going on vacation. I don't know if I'm gonna be around, so I'll be back. Right. And then the next night I actually had internet access and was like, oh, cool. This place is actually going to work. And I joined your show. The sound was terrible. It was absolutely horrible. I apologize for all of that, but I was far too drunk to give a shit. To be honest, it was either going to work or it wasn't. I figured it'd be a real good litmus test to determine whether you were going to be legitimate with me or, do what some other people do and try to take advantage of the drunk guy, which is kind of what I was hoping for. I'm not going to lie. That would have made some great jokes. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm not a victim.
So I've seen it done online a lot.
Hey, I've had a few of them thought they could bite one off on me and find out I carry a big stick. And it hurt when I dropped mine because I go back 3-4 years on them and drop shit they said.
Not directly about Bigfoot. Welcome in.
So your first night dropping in on Wrestler. So that was the Crypt Keeper Angel.
Sky Angel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, hold up now. First of all, be nice.
No, dude, I love Sky, man. She's awesome.
Okay, be nice. I'm just saying, bro. That is a lady. I don't care how Scottish she is. She is still a lady.
She is. She's a different animal, but yes, she's awesome, man. Yeah.
Oh man, people don't listen. They don't listen. I'm referring to your guy, young guy. He doesn't listen. We've been up here. We've been talking. We've had this whole thing. He still wants to know where I'm from. What sec I run.
Oh, baby. Eddie, what you doing up so late, baby?
How the fuck are you?
I'm good, brother. How are you? Long time no see.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm chilling. I got Resla over here. We was doing a show. See you swing through.
Good word, Eddie.
Yeah, bud. He does his live streams like around my post bedtime.
Yeah, all us keep weird hours.
Yeah.
Who is Gabriel?
I'm an up.
Oh no, sir! You're gonna have to bring that camera up and show me some actual fucking movement. You're not getting me with the. Okay, all right, bro.
That was a good try, though.
No, I got to give him an E for effort. What's up, Gabriel?
What's up, man? How's it going? It's Gabriel NPC, the game. Good to see you.
You got smoking in the building.
We got smoking in the building. What's up, Desert Goat? I have never met you before, Gabriel. What do we have going on with your channel?
Just exploring consciousness, meeting up with people, having conversations. You know, all the good stuff. Yeah.
How'd you stumble across this particular stream?
I think I've seen you around the Panelverse for since summertime on different panels and stuff. And then I, finally wanted to check out your channel because of someone in my Discord told me about Resla's channel.
Yeah.
The other day, Leopard Print. I think that's her name. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Leopard.
I saw him live. I'm like, let's check it out. Kill two birds with one stone. Yeah.
That makes sense. This is just kind of the way I go about trying to test out folks when they show up, see how they approach the concept of self-promotion. Because if you can't promote yourself, I'm not going to be able to promote you hard enough for it to matter.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You got to promote yourself and take advantage when others promote you as well.
Exactly.
You know something, Sasquatch? In that sphere of thinking, I think I'm the only oddball. Because I never promote myself, and I got damn near 500 subscribers now without even trying.
But you are not your typical YouTuber there, Mitch. You know as well as I do, you're not here to make a brand. You're not here to make a statement. You're not here to make money. You're here to basically have fun, enjoy your content, show other people kind of how you be, and talk to them. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine. Smoking, what up?
Nothing much. I just want to say I still don't know why people sub to me. I'm just here for fun, and I randomly appear on panels. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm over like 1,500 subs for no reason.
That's shorts. That's shorts. That is shorts, right there.
Hey, and me, I'm just off the wall. Ain't no telling. You go over on my page, ain't no telling what you might see. You might see my turkeys killing a snake.
That's good content, watching a turkey attack a snake and winning.
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty good.
It got 4,000 plus views. Just on
I
the show.
posted one of my supervisor trying to jump on a trailer and smashing his legs.
I saw that. That's terrible. I did the 3-in-1.
I got a sign that says, I'm an asshole. I just wanted a sign. I ain't running for nothing. It got over 5,000 views.
Can I interject real quick?
Which one was that? Locksmith. Go for it.
That's me. Yeah. So, Wrestler, just curious, where do you want to go? How do you want to do this, bro?
Where do I want to go?
As far as YouTube, what do you want to do?
What's the end game?
Yeah.
The end game is to have people who want to tune in to a particular channel, who pretty much want to collaborate with other people. And I really want to bring forth some level of the game where we have too many people out there, and I'm just not putting out any particular name. You know, whoever you go to, where it's about selling a narrative, about selling a grift, and it's about changing the entire landscape of how we look at YouTube. Not everybody's into just the entire yelling and screaming all day. There is a form of entertainment that definitely comes to that. But too many people get engrossed with all the name callings, and they even miss what the entire message is supposed to be. And people forget that people just don't come to YouTube for quote arguments. They come to YouTube for information. They come to YouTube for they don't just come to YouTube for F shit. That's just, and I need to have at least a place where we can see that there's actually places that are like that. When we say we want to have real discussions, and when you see some of the places that they go to, are you getting that?
Wrestler, you'll get a kick out of my channel in the morning. I can't dance, but I make everybody laugh when I get up and dance. But I live in my own lane, and I do things my own way. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say or what nobody does. But in my chat, you'll notice I interact with my chat the whole time. There's no drama, there's no stress, there's no headaches, there's no trolls. And just about everybody's got a wrench so they can drop their own link. Because waiting on me to do it, it won't happen.
Yeah, but the end goal is to have people have something somewhere else they can actually go. They can actually have the conversation. If they got a question, people actually get into a conversation and give their own genuine thoughts on it to come down to a question. Because too many times what I see on different panels is that there's a question. It's probably even a really good question, and you might get 6 guys, 9 guys, women, men, having a real conversation. But let's just be honest. Some conversations to get to the truth, to get to the real perspective, are boring, which is why they have people come in to throw in grenades and take everybody off the message.
Right. And that's what I mean by either a panel killer or a panel chiller. And these people can be subtle. I mean, you've got some, and since we're in After Dark, I'll name a few names. King Sherrod, Shenard, the tap dancing fool. There's another one who comes in. The first thing he'll say when he comes in is, "I'm mulatto, checkmate." He has a good head on his shoulders, but he's trying to do a character who uses checkmate as a catchphrase because of the black and white on this chessboard, right? And it doesn't carry well. It just sounds like he's got a fucking OCD tick. And he'll chill a panel not because he's trying to, but because he's so repetitive in what he says. You know, so certain people you can bring up, let them have a say, and then drop them backstage and just leave them there until they grow mold. Or if you have an interest in somebody hating on him, you can bring them up if they're willing to stick around that long. I am very free-willed in my use of backstaging people. I'll do it and never mention it happened. If somebody asks about it, I'll be like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Who?
That's funny.
Hey,
Yeah,
you know who Sherrod kind of reminds me of? He kind of reminds me of Chaotic Truth with the bullshit.
I think it's Shenard. Shenard, is that right?
Some shit like that.
King Shenard.
Yeah.
He kind of reminds me of Chaotic Truth with the bullshit.
Well, they both have a point. It's just that the extremes they're carrying their point to is so absurd that it's hard to have a legitimate conversation with them in the room. It's not that I don't believe they are actively trolling. I don't think they're consciously doing it. I think this is just part of their personality, and it's being pushed to the extent that YouTube pushes narcissists. I don't think they can help it.
That's not the Shenard I know. That ain't the Shenard. He tap dances like a motherfucker.
Are we talking about the tap dancer?
We're talking about the same guy. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we know.
All right.
We know.
Maybe I caught him a little later and he was a little further into his cups or something. I don't know.
That one time I saw him, he must have been deep in him, because boy, he slid so far off the beaten path. Everybody was lost. He lost everybody in that conversation.
All right. I'm going to have to go into big glitter and how glitter might be the end of all mankind at some point in time. Glitter was developed by the military as aerial chaff to block radar, and it became adopted by every single girl child in existence as a symbol of being a pixie or something. And now there's glitter everywhere, and I hate it.
I cannot stand glitter.
Strippers.
You can eat
Strippers,
about
yeah.
a card worth of plastic a week because of it.
Right?
You can't sweep that shit up no matter how many times you sweep them off.
Christmas makes everybody glitter like strippers.
Absolutely.
That's why I don't set up a Christmas tree in my house. I ain't got time for that shit.
I don't want the tree. I don't want no cards. I want nothing.
If you want to give me something, give me a bag of weed and a cup of coffee and leave me the fuck alone.
Right? You still got two donkeys over there.
Don't put the coffee bag in a bag. Do not do it.
Yeah. You still got two donkeys over there, bro?
Me?
Mitch? Yeah.
But you know I do.
All right. One day, I'm gonna get a wild hair up my ass. I'm gonna come down there and we gotta race them donkeys.
Oh, the donkey? No, I sold the donkeys.
Oh, no.
Dude wanted to buy them. He paid good money for them.
Okay. Well, you know.
I wasn't going to argue with him when he talking about that kind of cheese.
Maybe we can race a turkey then.
Oh, I got a turkey for you. Guaranteed he fight back.
Pause.
He
Hold up. That sounds homosexual and erotic.
he got some serious fight in him. I trained him to attack people to come to the gate that I don't want to be bothered with.
Are you serious? That's bad, dude.
Down to the bed, bro. He's trying to stop his dogs from attacking while teaching the turkey to go for it. Just get a goose. Just get a goose, bro. Just get a goose. You don't have to train him to do shit.
You ought to see my turkey. My turkey
found a 1 in a billion turkey.
My turkey getting ready to attack, he turns sideways and lunge at you sideways. You jump back and then he gets your ass.
Yeah, turkeys are pretty fucking smart, man.
People think
no, they are not. Not when they're young.
Turkeys ain't stupid at all.
Oh,
I raised all my turkeys from eggs.
I got a turkey story. Hold on. It's time for Sasquatch Tales. So when I was about 15, I went hunting for deer. And I'm sitting in this stand perfectly legally hunting for deer, and no deer show up. Instead, a whole covey of turkeys come out and an emu. Now, I'm in Georgia, and I was young. And when I saw that emu, I couldn't make heads nor tails of the damn thing because it wouldn't be a thing, right? I knew it wasn't a turkey. And it also wasn't an ostrich. And I couldn't figure out what the hell I was looking at. And after looking at it for a little while, I decided it probably shouldn't be here. But then I also decided there's a $50,000 fine for hunting turkeys out of season. And there's no way I'm going to convince a game warden that I was shooting at an emu. So I packed up my shit and I went home. And my pops asked me, he's like, well, you didn't see anything? I said, man, I had to go. I'm going to go get some liquor. I need to get drunk. Now, I'm like 15 at the time. And he's like, do what? I'm like, I seriously need to get my head right. He's like, what happened? I just saw an emu. He's like, oh, yeah, man, there's been a few, back a few years ago during the hurricane, a handful of emu got loose and they claimed them on insurance and never bothered to go find them. So, sure, there might be a handful of emu running around out here. Really? But how do you convince the game board you're shooting at an emu when you miss? He didn't have an answer for that one. He just patted me on the back and was like, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Exactly. Right. Got a point. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You're good.
That's what happened. That's what happened to us country guys when you live in the woods. You start shooting at one thing and something else gets in the way of the bullet, and you're like,
Oh no.
What happened?
Look, my father rarely beat me. It was not a thing that he would do. But you let me fuck around and pull the trigger on some shit in the wrong point, and I would get beat with a freaking belt buckle. And I mean, it would happen immediately. There would be no warning. Like, you pulled the trigger, it shouldn't have. All of a sudden, whack, 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 whack. The fuck are you doing? You could have killed somebody.
I just want to say the only fact I know about turkeys. When they're baby turkeys, you have to fill their water bowl up with rocks so they don't drown while they're drinking. Now, maybe adult turkeys are smarter, but
you got to be smarter than the job you're doing. You know, when they're little, you don't give them a big bowl because they get up in the bowl and drink the water. They don't think that you can bend over and stick their head down there and drink it. So you give them a flatter dish with less water because they're going to get in the bowl and drink the water while they in the bowl. And then they're going to shit in the bowl and you got to clean it out.
And then they're going to freeze to death.
I've never seen a baby animal die of drowning because they're trying to drink and they don't realize that they're drowning. Until I met turkeys and found that out from a 4-H friend.
Another thing about turkeys, and this works with certain types of trolls online too, just so you know. If you come across, when turkeys are moving from one area to another, usually they'll either be in a single line or they'll break into two lines. If you can find the very last turkey in that line, you can kill every single turkey there and they will not fly away. And the way you do it is you shoot the last turkey in the line, then the next to the last, then the next to the last. They never look back.
They do not. I think the Apaches learned that from the turkeys when they was hunting them cavalry soldiers. But that's the way the Apaches. That's why the Apaches were so feared because they killed everybody from the back.
On YouTube, the application is when you come across a sock account and you block it and another new person shows up, you can block it too. Because you take off, the only turkey that notices is the one you're blocking. The rest of them don't know until they actually start noticing shots fired. So limit the amount of problems, but be careful not to excommunicate people with an honest differing opinion. You know.
Bingo.
That's why I have so much fun in my chat in the morning, because everybody in my chat has a different opinion about something or a different viewpoint on something. But everybody gets along and nobody argues, because I ain't gonna put up with it. As soon as they start arguing, I tell everybody shut up, quit arguing.
So I have a video if we're interested. And it's how the Joker's plan in the movie was trash. The bank heist, total trash plan, absolute trash. And this guy's going to explain why, if interested. Can we get a vote? A 1 in chat if you want to see the video, a 2 in chat if you want to continue the panel. Y'all have until I get back from grabbing my soda. Hold up. Let me do this just in case.
I did remember another fact about turkeys.
Oh, no.
I think Thomas Jefferson almost made them the national bird instead of the eagle because they would fight hunters and stuff. And they're considered a bird of bravery back then.
Yeah. I think that was a myth, I said.
Well, no, and Benjamin Franklin actually made a statement on it calling the turkey a traditionally heroic bird, while the eagle that they were presenting was actually a scavenger more so than anything.
That is one thing I will not classify them as. Eagles are just as savage as owls.
Yep.
Well, I think that the story I read was that it was a letter that Franklin wrote to his daughter criticizing the original design of the eagle that they were going to use on the Great Seal. He said it looked more like a turkey.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But if you look at the eagle that they use, it looks more like a phoenix than it does an actual eagle.
Symbolism.
What's rising from the ashes? Huh?
Yep.
Well, I mean, we might be the most accurate reproduction of the Roman Empire that's occurred in the past 1,000 years.
Yeah.
And you know what they say? When in Rome, do like the Romans.
We're not in Rome. We're in America. Do like the fucking Americans.
Just don't give a fuck and everything will be all right.
Well, that's my approach. I don't know how well it'll work for y'all.
It worked pretty good for me. Cause I
can
just
see
don't give
that.
a fuck.
Well, I like it. Like we have different channels. We're not here doing the thing that most other YouTubers are doing. Eddie, what have you been doing?
I've been doing some new music. I've been doing. I think on one occasion I done a bit of history. I've done birthday streams. I've done what else have I done?
Don't lie, brother. You've been having a ladies' night about once a week, hadn't you? Something like that?
Yeah, that didn't work.
Hey, man, every effort is worthwhile. You learn more from failing to do something than you do from winning. With winning, you learn virtually nothing but how to win gracefully. That's it.
Yeah.
So, an old lady told me the other day, she said, never consider failing a failure. A failure is a success because you tried.
Well, one of my favorite quotes comes from, I think it was Thomas Edison. And we're like, how many ways have you tried to make a light bulb? 227. Don't you consider that a failure? No, sir. I've learned 227 ways not to make a light bulb.
Yep.
We will not make those mistakes again. We will move on to something new.
Didn't someone say you learn more for failure than success?
I did just now, just a mere moments ago.
So, Eddie, what kind of women be coming to your channel, bro? Are they pretty
Scottish, Irish?
Yeah.
I know. It's nowadays. It's mostly Australian.
Are they pretty wild with the combo?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna come visit you, bro.
Yeah, you go check him out, man. There's a few of them girls, dude. They're getting on YouTube because things in their personal life aren't quite so splendiferous, and they really want the attention, bro. Go validate.
You talking about Talcots?
No, sir.
Yeah, right. I'll say it. She was on my channel last week trying to do that shit.
Bro, we might be able to be friends. We'll see. That was a little paint, but I'm good.
I couldn't help myself.
Could be worse. Could be raining flames.
True. Yeah.
So, Wrestler, how do you feel your channel is going? How do you like how it's going right now for you?
To me, it's fine. I would worry. In fact, I think we're in a good path. I would worry if we blew up real quick, because I know it's important for me to cut my teeth and to really learn how to do the tricks of the trade. I worry. That's why I worried about the question about just all of a sudden hitting a mill. I'm like,
yeah, no. This means, you know what I would do if I hit 1 million tomorrow? I'd wake up, realize I have 1 million subscribers. I would do the thank you post on my community post, and then I would go down here to the square and go sit down in the lawyer's office and have a conversation. I'm talking just like literally sit down and lay down a blank check and lay it there and be like, look, this is the situation I'm in and I need help.
Yeah.
Would you change anything of how it's going for you right now?
No, I think we're on a good path. I mean, the way that we got here was because of a steady plan, you know.
That's good. Good.
It's good to take your time in parts of this, especially with the genre that you've picked up, being a person. When I started, I wasn't planning on doing a face reveal. I was going to make videos. I was going to read Westerns, bro. That was my plan. That was my big YouTube gotcha. I was going to read Westerns with this voice, and I was going to make that work for me. I was going to go get some little things and make a little story with the slideshows and whatnot. the whole YouTuber thing. But when I purchased my mic setup, my microphone was broken and it would not record properly no matter what I did. But in StreamYard's balancing feature dealt with it. So I was able to go on StreamYard and do panels and stuff, but I couldn't record at home. Nuts, huh? And remember, this is all before StreamYard had all the editing features and marking features and all of the share features they have now. None of that crap was there, dude. Like back then, it was just a broadcasting source, and that was it.
Believe it or not, Rustler, a lot of the little odds and ends of stuff I learned from just listening to the stuff that Sasquatch went through. And he always said, you got to find what fits you and make it and works for you. And
yes.
Most people didn't realize that I even had a channel. El Perro just realized today that I had a channel.
Yeah, and
I was surprised you had content finally.
I've talked to Mitch. We've known each other for a little bit now from another panel. And I believe he was in on part of the discussion where I myself talked about that Philip Zimbardo and the Stanford Prison Project. Yeah. He's one of my favorite people to this day. He is actually, I would actually call him like my hero. He now runs a program called the Heroic Imagination Project. You should check it out. You want to talk about coming together community wise? Check it out.
Thank you.
I'll drop a link.
I built my channel on something that most people avoid. I built my channel around happiness, peace, and no drama, no stress, and no chaos. And that's a hard thing to do. It's the one thing the devil hates the most, a place where there's peace. And he can't get in.
It ain't easy being cheesy, as they say.
I'm definitely a cheesy motherfucker.
Yo.
Yeah, they try to kill those things quickly. No good deed goes unpunished, right?
All right, Gabriel. Hold on, Mitch. Gabriel, I turned you down a little bit because we can hear your mouth noises.
I'm sorry, my mouth's breathing. I'm sorry about that.
You're fine. I just turned it down a little bit, turned the game back a hair so it doesn't so much. Nothing personal, just letting you know.
Sound like something else,
bro.
I wasn't gonna say what it sounded like. I'm just saying. I'm trying to help the man out here. I ain't trying to throw no shade. If we're in that freaking position, I have got the way to throw shade, baby. First of all,
I'm a nasty nigga.
Can I click this? Throwing some shade, let me tell you.
Yeah, and nothing wrong.
I know
with
how that is, bro. Like we won't get along. I'm a teacher in my other, my other main mission.
Other life.
Kid's picking his nose. I'd be like, "Yo,
pick me a
trying
winner."
To get everyone sick. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
just go ahead and fall into it, bro. Just go deep. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
But this is kind of the last thing I'm going to harp on when it comes to managing a channel. The source of your subscribers do matter, right? If you do a lot of shorts and you get a lot of subscribers, that will not translate into people being on your live streams. Shorts viewers do not watch live streams. Okay. So you end up in a situation like I'm in where I pull in, around 25, 30 people. I might get up to 60 occasionally. And that's the top end of the bucket for me, typically. Now, if I'm doing a vertical live stream, things might get a little crazier, but what you going to do? On the other hand, if you cultivate your channel from Panelverse spaces, you will cultivate it from people who actually watch live streams. The trick there is to then produce enough content that's good enough to keep their asses in the seats, bro. Because there ain't nothing about a view that's worth a damn until you got the view time to go with it.
That's a fact. Yes.
Can I ask you a question with that on the for monetization? I see when we do a live, it'll have all these hours and hours watched on the back end, right. But then as the hours go by, it gets less and less. What's
All
up
right,
with that?
here's part of it. If you're not doing a vertical live stream, this is even more exacerbated in a vertical live stream. Let's say we've got El Perro here. And El Perro has a computer with one IP address, and he has 3 windows open, and he's observing 3 different chats simultaneously. Shut up. Put your ass back in cage. You know it's true. And he's watching Resla's channel, my channel, and Flow State's channel simultaneously, right? And he's clicking back and forth between the windows. Each one of those clicks will register, if they're far enough apart, as a new view. Anytime you do a refresh, that counts as a new view. But it only counts until the algorithm gets a chance to collate the IP addresses the views came from, and then it collapses them down to the number of actual views you got, unique viewers. You seen that number?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay. Your unique viewers are typically a third, maybe half, if you're real lucky, of your views. So if you've got 1,000 views, you'll be lucky to have 500, 350 unique viewers, because these people will watch a few minutes and then go somewhere else and do something, and then watch a few minutes and then go somewhere else and do something and watch it, and they'll pop back in and out. And when you're live, that counts as individual views. But then after you come down, it telescopes it down into the number of unique viewers, and then they give you a little bit extra because they did come back. So you'll end up with like 1.5 per unique viewer.
And doesn't work that way with polls, though, guys.
I shouldn't have picked you. I should have went with somebody else. But they would have denied it.
Yeah. That's the beautiful thing about if you do it right, Wrestler. Like, I got a core group that I can guarantee pretty much gonna be there every morning that I go live. Sasquatch might be late, but he show up angry, grumpy, with coffee in hand.
Dude, I was just hungover this morning, man. That's all.
I might have to start making it a habit to have coffee too.
Yes, sir.
Just saying.
Just
That's
don't
good.
expect it.
It's quite early. Yeah, it's quite early for me too. So just beware.
It don't matter.
Dude, as long as you're not rolling in, heckle bus or earlier, I'm good with it. You can go anywhere you want. I'll tag along. It's fine. Just sometimes, bro, like when you get spurgy, it's epic.
I'll just make sure I have my morning bowl of Wheaties.
There you go. Well, it's truth, baby. I didn't mean to ignore you earlier. I just wasn't sure it was you. I did highlight you though. So ultimately it comes down to management. You have to take control of this bull, not necessarily by the horns. The horns is the worst place to grab a bull. What you need to figure out is how to control this bull without getting mincemeat, without being pinned to the ground and gored by this machine that you have tied yourself onto. And that, hopefully I can help you along with that back behind the stage. Work it out. When you encounter these people, I can't necessarily tell you who's good and who's bad, but I can tell you who I trust and who I don't. And I will tell you, I just don't know if I just don't know. What's up, AJot? You're late. You even got a link. You got an early link, girl.
Hi,
I was trying to hook you up with a sweet black chocolate, but what you doing over here?
AJot in trouble now.
Ooh, no, ain't no trouble here.
Hey, I gotta start.
One more thing,
I gotta
Wrestler.
start
One
some
more thing.
shit.
Mitch, chill out for a second. One more thing. Every year on Groundhog's Day, I do what I call a Groundhog's Roast. Everybody's invited. But listen, you better come in hot throwing flames, because I hold no prisoners on that day. That's my birthday. I was born a groundhog. And you want to talk about some funny looks on people's faces when they pop up, go, hey, Sasquatch, what's going on? You kind of look like Smurfettes at X-Date while you come in here talking like you got a Alvin and the Chipmunks band coming up soon. Exactly. Why are you here with your porn star mustache? They're like, what the hell is going on? Did I piss you off? No. Welcome to the roast, bro. star shots. I don't mind, but I save it for the groundhog roast. I wake up in the morning with a pint of rum. I'm usually not paid at the time, so I'm broke as shit and angry anyway. And it lets me blow off steam because it's my birthday and I'm broke and I don't like it. And so, like, I just straight up go hot on everyone that comes through the door right out the gate.
Them my kind of mornings, though, boy. I love it when they come in hot. They give me something to do.
Otherwise, I'm the nicest guy you'll meet on YouTube.
According to who?
Your mama?
Yeah.
According to me, I'll back that statement up.
If my mama told you that, if my mama told me that, boy, she was blowing bubbles from the bottom of the river when she said it.
Woo! Honey, I was playing. Don't get mad.
Why would I get mad?
Set me up. You set me up. You knew I wouldn't be able to resist that one. Evil, I blame you, sir.
Hey, you know I ain't right. You know I ain't right, Sasquatch.
So, yeah, but you ain't fucking wrong either. So, you know, we'll get there when we get there.
Hey, you said 5 shots. I'm firing mine early.
Oh no, we gotta save that for the groundhog roast, bro.
I got plenty of them. I ain't even put no bullets in the chamber yet.
Yeah. So where do we go with this? We've got the panel verse. There is every type of genre on YouTube you could possibly imagine, from booktube to bread tube to little old ladies sitting around stitching doilies. How far down the rabbit hole do we go for viewers? Where do we look? Every single one of these people, everybody here is Iron Manning a channel. I don't think channels are supposed to be Iron Manned. I don't think one person has enough skills to make a brand work on average, right? So everybody needs that other person in the corner, publicly or not, to just bounce stuff off of when you're not sure about stuff, a second opinion, as it were. And in my experience, it's better to have a second opinion with more experience on the topic than your bartender, right? Because it goes along with the same premise of, if you're having problems with your marriage, do you go to a priest that's never been married, or do you go to a bartender that's been married 5 times? Because that man can tell you 5 ways a marriage don't work.
You got a point there.
Yeah.
Right.
Can't argue that.
Is another point, and this goes along with where to go to get viewers, people to come in and watch, right? What's up, Andy Pickle? Welcome in, girl. When you're looking for a wife, you don't look at the club. If you're looking for a wife, you want to go to social events, churches, freaking dinners, whatever is available locally that is not the club. Because the certain type of activities take place at the club that preclude long-term commitments. And so decisions are made while inebriated and whatnot. And the inebriation part, that's totally your ballgame, whatever you want to do. But if you are an RC channel, if you are a fishing channel, if you are whatever it is that you do, that you love, go find somewhere to do that in public. And hopefully you'll come across someone else that does that is interested in the same things you are, and it'll click and work, and happily ever after. You probably even have one of them rom-com meet cutes where you forgot the battery and she forgot her RC car, but she has a battery and she can plug it right in, and then you make sexual innuendos about having her battery all day. It's already inside of you and stuff. You know, you do the whole thing and it works. I don't know. I'm just guessing here. But that's how you find a wife. Most people say they're looking for a high value woman when all they really mean is beautiful, right? What do we consider value? Honesty, loyalty, dedication, commitment. Are these valuable traits? Because you find these on women that are not beautiful. And if you try to find these in women that are beautiful, you will discover that most of these beautiful women have already been damaged by shithead men just like you. So how do you stand yourself out from the herd? Well, the more long-term you speak, the less likely they are to take you seriously because they're vapid, airheaded, freaking bimbos, essentially. They have trained themselves into bimbohood through experience. Hence, well, I mean, part of this has to do with the removal of the father from the home and the lack of male influence in a household and all kinds of other cultural things. But those hoes at the club are exactly where they're supposed to be. And the women that are at church are exactly where they're supposed to be. And that woman that skates every weekend down there by herself at the little skating rink downtown, and you don't ever see her nowhere else, that's exactly where she's supposed to be. And if you like skating, she does too. That might be just the fit. And that's where it all comes down to brass tacks. You have to look in a place that you want to be to find your other half. Otherwise, you will be flailing around out here in an unlimited sea of validation.
Just be like me. I go to the home and garden center because I work outside. I go to the home and garden center. I'm guaranteed to find me one.
I really want to take a shot at that, bro, but I'm not going to. I really want to, though. We'll get together later.
I said it on purpose because I know you was going to take a shot at it.
I want it. I want to, but I'm not going.
He did sell the donkey, right?
Fire away, Sasquatch.
I'd have lost complete faith in you. We have no donkeys to race. What are we going to do?
We're going to raise turkeys.
You got me there.
I was just messing with Mitch. I was stating basically the donkey was his date.
The donkey was the whole reason I was associating with Mitch. Now that there's no donkey, I'm not even sure I want to get involved.
Fuck Mitch.
That's all right. If you fuck me, you're going to have hemorrhoids for days because I got a crooked dick and your asshole going to fall out.
Oh, Lord.
I told you to be careful, bro.
He gave y'all fair warning. But
yes, sir.
You want to step in that? You want to step in that shit? Be my guest, cause boy, I got some bullets for you.
So, we got about 10 minutes left in this whole shindig. We got Eddie Gannon over here. You want me to take some shots at you?
Go on. Go on. You know you want to.
But not actually. He does the best Uncle Fester impression I've ever seen in my life. That's all I'm going to do.
Absolutely, and you know that.
It's brilliant, dude. It really is. If we figure out how to get him a light bulb that actually lights up, it'd be killer. He's invited to every Halloween party from now on, provided he's got the light bulb handy. Which is also true for a couple of ice heads I know, but we're not going to go down that street. You were doing some ladies' nights concepts. I think you need to broaden that a little bit and continue doing it. It just takes time to accumulate a group. You can't just do it for like a couple of weeks and expect people to show up. And it helps if you go on other people's panels, even if they can't understand a word you say. Just being seen is helpful. Now, I've had a couple of people tell me, I like Eddie and everything, but I can't understand half of what he's saying. And I'm like, yeah, I know, man, but he's getting better. You're getting better all the time.
I try, you know.
Yeah, well, that's all you can really do, right? Jeremy, do you do content, or are you content?
Nah, negative, sir. I don't have any channel. I don't do none of that shit. I just like having fun.
Absolutely content.
He is content. Gotcha.
He is content.
El Perro, anything to throw at people?
Say what?
You got anything you want to throw at people?
Just a bunch of shit.
Just a bunch of shit like a monkey in the zoo.
Exactly. I'm throwing back what you threw at me.
Okay, good girl. I appreciate it. At least put a little glitter on it. Make it sparkle. Wes Miz, welcome in, honey. Let's see. What are you saying there? Now that we have how to find our mate, are you going to give advice to us newly engaged? Hit it hard and raw. We need children. America is in a decline of birth rate. It is largely the responsibility of the academic institutions trying to tell everybody that the world is dying. The fact of the matter is there's plenty of space. There's plenty of resources. There's plenty of room. We have a delivery system issue. There are bottlenecks on supplies. The demand cannot be made. I mean, the demand cannot be supplied with the current infrastructure we have in place. So we either need to invent a new way of delivering shit, or we need to spread our people out a little bit more. That's why you're getting these dead zones in the middle of the urban areas where there's no businesses and stuff, is you can't afford to ship shit into Iraq, bro. If you know it's going to get robbed as soon as the truck stops, you don't ship anything there. And that's where we're at right now. And the powers that be are saying, oh, it's overpopulation. It's this, it's that. It's anything except for the policies that are creating these vacant storefronts.
That's correct. I can't tell you how many places that are here, just in the U.S., that are sitting vacant open. We still have plenty of ghost towns, folks. We got so many ghost towns. No one wants to pour money into it, but we want to talk about that. All these different states are overpopulated. I've been said people need to move out. I'm agreeing with Sasquatch on that. People should be moving out. There's no reason why we can look globally, not just here in the U.S., but globally, and see a decline in the birth rate. And we're turning around and talk about overpopulation. We've first time, folks, we ever spiked in saying that we literally have more people dying than we have babies being born.
And that's literally going to bottleneck the population, as you use that term.
I always said I'll definitely help
figured
the
it out.
population. I just lost connection, didn't I?
Hopefully. Eddie Gannon says Cass is the most handsome mofo on YouTube. Be jealous, folks. Just be jealous. It's our host right there, damn it. Right? No, I'm beautiful and I know it. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Hate me because I'm hitting on your wife.
I'm gonna hate you because you're trying to fuck my donkey.
Dude, your donkey would be happy. Okay, just leave us alone. I need a big spoon anyway.
Hey,
you ain't trying.
All I want to know, all my donkey want to know, if you're hung like a horse. If you ain't hung like a horse, she don't want to talk to you.
Admittedly, no, I'm hung like an angry mosquito.
And she just gonna dance and kick back.
Good girl. So, tell me, Resla, did you expect to be talking about donkey sex tonight? Did that ever come on? Did you make any notes for that?
It wasn't on my list.
Go figure. All right. So the way this works is from here on out, every time I have a Sasquatch Shills, there is a Sasquatch After Dark. The Sasquatch After Dark is what you've just experienced. We cover whatever type of topics happen to come up. I usually have videos, but usually we don't have this much engagement. Usually it's just a couple of us over here. But you've got my email. Email me any questions you got, as esoteric as you want them to be. If you have any show ideas, like one-off shows, I've got a couple of show formats that I have over here in my pocket. I also do custom layout work on StreamYards. Typically, that involves giving me the keys to the kingdom for a limited amount of time, long enough for me to do the physical poking of the buttons and uploading everything. After that, you kick me out and you have all the gizmos in place, assuming I do it right.
And you gotta catch him after he had his third cup of coffee and 5 or 6 cigarettes in a bowl.
Yeah, I gotta have my head right.
If you catch him before that,
not on Groundhog Day. Not on Groundhog Day.
Not
on Groundhog's Day. No, I do know natural business on Groundhog's Day. Groundhog's Day is my official day off. Basically, I've become more of my troll personality than I do anywhere else on that one day, because I will straight smoke you up with every phrase I've ever heard anybody talk to you about. Any troll in your comments, in anywhere I've seen anybody come up with a burn on you, I will remember that shit and throw them all at you at the same time when you come through the door, just because I enjoy it. It makes me giggle. Like that. Just like that.
That's the only reason I fuck with Sasquatch, because he's actually funny, and it takes a lot to make me laugh, because most people ain't funny.
Which means I must be partly tragic as well if it's got him giggling, because I'm still unsure exactly which side of that dividing line he's on. I don't know.
I don't know. One day we'll drop backstage when it's all over with, and me and you will have a conversation, and then you'll get where I'm going.
Okay, bro. We're coming down to the end of this. Anybody got anything in particular they want to spit out there?
Hawk Tour.
Spit on that thing. I think that's as good an ending as we're gonna get, bro. That's absolutely fucking perfect. Holy shit.
Peace out.
2, 1.
And here we go.
On my own, here we go.
If you're looking for the guilty, you need only look into a mirror.
The communists declared that the real differences among our people constituted the weakest and most vulnerable point in our social fabric.
It's MAGA country.
This is no hoax, ladies and gentlemen. I urge you to run for your lives while you can. We're not making this up just so we can take over the world.
The old dinosaur media isn't dying, it's dead. We are the new media. This is our world now. Lay down and die.
Peace was never an option. So if we don't step up and win this culture war, then who the fuck will?
Let's wake the fuck up! We're gonna get naked. No.
I'm locked in here with you.
You're locked in here with me.
It's what you've been waiting for. Be the one we need.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Global industrial complex.
Yep.
Uniparty.
Do I really look like a guy with a plan?
The point is to destroy Western civilization from within using Maoist technique.
So therefore you have to vote for me.
I don't know. This is probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Woke is Marxism, evolved to attack the West.
Stop giving up.
It's only just begun. Now!
Do it! Yes, you can!
I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move.
Just do it!
Are people bitching about that?
Some people.
Of course they are. Oh, fucking A. All right, got it. Yeah, too fucking bad.
All right.
Yeah.
Far left conspiracies, to be honest with you.
Ain't no single entity going to swoop in and save the day. You are going to be continuously let down if you place all of your hope into one individual. Instead, look inside and look around. We're doing this together.
We all are fighting for the same thing, and we all see the same problem.
It's time to stop being an NPC, get off your ass, and join the meme war.
Shame! Shame!
No, I don't like you.
Shame!
If we were in the wild, I would attack you.
I'm sick of it, man. I'm fucking sick of it. I will not do it again.
Thank you. I wonder how many people feel exactly the same way.
Be the beating drum at the head of the growing creative cavalry charge. Be vocal and profound in your passion for projects you enjoy.
No more excuses.
I've seen it. I can't even compute all of it. It's so fantastical. You've not seen nothing. You ain't heard nothing. You ain't smelled nothing like this. I don't have words to tell you.
A new world order.
We are in the beginning of a mass extinction.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make. Hey, wait a minute.
You control population, you destroy the family, and then you you sow division.
You don't need a destination when you're running on an omnidirectional treadmill.
Are we ready for a new world order?
You'll never defeat the human spirit. You'll never defeat God. You'll never win.
Pray that he is watching. Against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you.
On my own, here we go. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Every single inch of that thing. Y'all be cool, folks. Much love.